see. All righty, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Man Up here. Got another video for y'all today. Y'all are in the man cave. Today, the most of the topic is going to be about ordering a bootleg belt if you are a first-time bootleg belt buyer or first-time ordering from a different maker than what you're accustomed to. I am your host, Mr. Man Up here. Y'all in the man cave. Who do I have joining me with me today?
You can go. Okay. All right. I don't know where I am, where you can see it. Hey, Joey here from the Jagu Jam Belt Maker Group. Thank you for joining us today, and thanks for having me, Man Up.
Not no problem.
Mr. Cedric D in the place to be.
Let's first start off talking about this AEW controversy that's going on around the world today.
Do we have to? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, let's talk about it. What do y'all think about it? I gave my personal opinions to y'all privately. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and get y'all opinions, and I'm gonna give the world my opinions on it. Okay, what do you think about that, Mr. Joey?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go off of what I've seen because let's be honest, there's a lot of reports on what happened backstage. We'll never know because we wasn't there.
Exactly.
And that's all it comes down to. Was there a dog involved? I don't care. I don't know about that. I don't know if somebody got bitten and got their hair pulled and stuff like that. I can't, there's a lot of rumors and it's just been stacked on. But what I did watch was the media scrum, and I watched it all, including when Jericho was out there. And that's something I'll get to. But yeah, watching CM Punk talk on there, the end result for me, and I heard Eric Bischoff say this too, is obviously he disrespected the people he named in there. He disrespected Adam Page pretty heavy. He really disrespected Colt Cabana by talking about he sharing an account with his mother. And I heard Booker T say it best that when my mama's name in your mouth, then we got a problem. And that he, that's ultimately just distasteful. He talked about that he hit the elite, talking about Kenny Omega, the Bucks, talking about them, referred to them as the EVPs and stuff like that. So if there ever was anybody that went into business for themselves, that is the true definition of that. And right there with the owner of the company sitting next to you. And that's what Eric Bischoff addressed and said. He felt like above all else, he disrespected Tony Khan by doing that, sitting next to him, live at a press conference. So ultimately, I think Tony Khan, I don't care how Tony Khan handled it as far as firing, suspending, or anything like that. But I thought it was done well in the fact that he very much just got on there with a very brief message about what he was doing, and he didn't address everything, and he just kept it simple. And I think that was the classiest way to handle it.
All right. What you think about it, Mr. Cedric?
Yeah, and basically just piggybacking off of what you said. When I heard about it on social media, I purposely did not watch the media scrum. I did not watch it. I waited until see what happened on Dynamite. Tony Khan announced that he was vacating the world title and the trios titles. He didn't say, like George said, he didn't say why. He didn't say how the belts were going to be taken care of, which I think he was an outstanding job. After Dynamite went off, I watched it. I watched Punk's tirade at the media scrum, and my conclusion about that was he sounded like a petulant child who wasn't getting his way. And in this era of talking about being professional and whatnot, that especially from someone who just won your world heavyweight championship to mouth off to several people in the company that he is representing, all of that. That is very, very toxic and very just wow.
Alrighty. I'm gonna keep my comments brief on it. I'm gonna put it like this. I think Tony Khan should have said, you know what? I don't need this. You don't want to act like this, especially to a high profile caliber talent like CM Punk. He knows better. I think he should have been let go. That's just my personal opinion. Because you need to set that example. Of course, not everybody's gonna get along. That's just how this world works. But you come to work, you be professional.
Yeah, Mark brought up in the comments. Mark brought up a good point. Like he may not have been able to say anything due to legal ramifications. That could be true as well, because especially with contracts involved and everything else. So that's a good point as well. I've seen a lot of comments or whatnot. I've seen folks say you should just fire everybody. Like that might not. In the grand scheme of things, I that might not be the best thing, because all the people, the majority of the people that were suspended and whatnot are high quality main event talent, and
that might be true, but hey.
And you can't really compare this to WWE, because big difference there is WWE is a publicly traded company. When they do stuff, everyone hears about it. Tony Khan owns this company by himself. Exactly. If he doesn't want to tell you what he did, he doesn't have to, and I don't blame him for not. Like, I wouldn't address it, because then it's just playing into the, it's just playing into the dirt sheets and stuff like that. But you give them anything else right now, and because let's be honest, most likely a lot of the story has been romanticized by the dirt sheets. It's probably been stuff added on there that probably we don't know was true or anything like that. You don't know what has happened. So the thing is, if he gives them anything right now, they're going to take it and go high into the right. It's just going to be, they're going to take whatever he says and gives them, and they're going to multiply it times 10, and so they can get more hits on their dirt sheet websites.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Clickbait.
But, yeah. Well, let's go ahead, fellas, and get into the topic at hand. I just wanted to go ahead and give a quick little opinion on that. Let's go ahead and get to the topic at hand.
Okay.
The reason why I want to talk about this is because I've been getting this question a lot, and a lot of people see my belts and asking me, how did I feel about sending some money to a complete stranger overseas? I said, well, my personal opinion is, of course, I was nervous as hell. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be straightforward and tell you the truth. I was nervous. I was scared. Didn't know. I thought I just got ripped off. All that good stuff. But I did it. And when I got my first update, I got picture, artwork, I should say, of what the belt was going to look like. That kind of eased my mind a little bit. Then the person I ordered the belt from, he communicated with me and said, hey, this is what the process is. This is what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. Because I told him I was a first-time belt buyer, this way, I should say. I had my very first ever wrestling belt was a toy version of the John Cena spinner belt. And I don't know what I did with that belt. I'm thinking I probably gave it to one of my nephews, but whatever. So my first time buying a bootleg belt, I was nervous, scared. Like I said, he kind of eased my tension. He communicated with me throughout the way, sent me updates once a week saying, hey, this is what it looks like right now. This is what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. Ease my mind as the process went on. So if anybody out there wants to order from a belt maker, me personally, I would say, I know some people would like to say, ask questions, get other people's opinion. I would like to say, show me what that person has done. Or go to that particular belt maker himself and say, hey, show me what you're doing, how you working on this, blah, blah, blah. I want this kind of belt. How long is it going to take? How much it's going to cost me? What's the process from start to finish? All that good stuff. I mean, ask any kind of questions that you can possibly think of. Whether you think they're dumb or stupid or what, doesn't matter, because there's no such thing as a dumb question when it comes to stuff like this. Now, I've told y'all before, I have a grand total right now at this moment. I have a few more coming, but right now at this moment, I have 17 total belts, and 11 of them are bootleg, made by the same maker. And I'm talking about Jagu Wan, championship belt maker. His link is in the description box below. Y'all check that out. It's also going to be pinned to the first comment on my YouTube channel. So I want y'all to understand that, yeah, me personally, I was scared and nervous my very first time ordering a belt. Thought I got ripped off. Didn't know what to think. Didn't know what the next steps was. But Jagu eased my mind every single step of the way, especially when I told him, this is my first time ordering a belt. What do I do? Do I fill out some kind of form? Do I sign my name somewhere? Whatever. I didn't know. That was a dumb question that I asked. I didn't know. So, of course, I'm going to ask dumb questions. Just like buying a car, you're going to ask questions. Buying a house, whatever the case is.
Show this comment from Mark, man up. Because that's a very good point of what Mark just said in the comments.
Give me a second.
If you can. Yeah, no, not that one.
That one?
No, I'll keep going. There you go. That one.
Mark says, sometimes you'll have to be persistent when dealing with overseas makers directly. Some will promise to send you updates, but don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. That is true. That is true. But luckily for me, I got lucky. I have heard horror stories of other people ordering a belt, not getting their belt, or getting a belt 2 years later, stuff like that. Jagu told me it could be anywhere from 3 to 5 months. So I said, okay. Me personally, I'm not going to lie. The moment he said that, I marked my calendar on my phone. 5 months later, I went to the longest. I said, 5 months later, I should have my belt. I got my belt to like maybe 3.5 months from the time I placed my order to the time it arrived at my door.
What was your first one?
It was my WWF Hybrid Big Eagle.
Okay.
I have it right here in my lap. Let me show y'all.
Okay.
It was this one.
Okay.
It's also in the thumbnail, but this was my very first one. And that was like, what, almost 3 years ago, something like that. I forget the exact date, but somewhere around there. But also too, and Mark, you are right. You do have to stay on them. Now, I will say this here. Me personally, I try not to be that guy, I guess you could say, that was just being a jerk. I tried my hardest not to be.
Right.
I believe I kind of was. And the reason why I'm saying it like that is because, of course, I just gave this guy my money. Somebody I never met in another country. I don't know what's going to end up happening. But what really eased my mind, he sent me a picture of the finished product before it got shipped. And I was like, wow, I love that. I wanted to place another order right away. Jagu eased my mind. He made me feel so comfortable with him when he said, no, don't place this order yet. Wait till you receive the belt. You see it in person. If you like my work, then you place another order. Now, I know not every maker does stuff like that. Every maker is different. Everybody's different. Pretty sure y'all two have y'all own experiences, different experiences than what I had. But I just want to give a generalized idea on the process.
Yeah.
What do you think there, Mr. Joey?
Well, so I guess it was around the beginning. So my only experience buying belts before 2019 was Figs Inc. belts back in whatever, 99 or 2000, when they came out with the ECW and WCW replicas. And then that kind of like, I don't understand how those things still sell for so much money, other than the fact that I guess they're rare. But golly, man, they were like, 2 millimeter plates that were brass something, and they scratched real easy. Like, I did not like them. The straps were garbage. They wrinkled up real quick. So I didn't even think about collecting belts again because I know how much like Dave Milliken belts cost, and I was like, I ain't never spending that much money on no belt, like so. But in 2019, I started hearing about this whole belt community, and I had heard about Muhammad Nawaz, and everybody was like, "Oh, he's just as good as Dave Milliken," and all this stuff like that. And I didn't know no better, so I was just looking into it. And so I messaged him about ordering a belt, but something did not feel right, like immediately, like something about talking to him, and the time frame he gave me was very just he didn't give me anything real to go by. And it was just very weird. And then I felt like I was telling him what I wanted, and he was telling me, no, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm just like, well, no, you're not, because I'm not sending you no money. And sure enough, there was a professional wrestler I know, who I will not name because we don't really speak at this point anymore. But at the time, he had ordered the old Georgia national title with the red, white, and blue strap, and little gold plate in the middle and stuff. And I was impressed just looking at it. I was like, dang. So I messaged him and I was like, where'd you get that thing? And that's how I found out about Jagu. Like, he had ordered the belt from him. And immediately when I talked to Jagu, I felt better about the situation, because he was like, and it was honestly because my first belt I got from him was the IWGP version 4 that I have back here. And he was just like, I was telling him, hey, I'm interested in it. And he showed me just a picture of like the main plates and stuff, because he was making one for somebody else at the time. And I was like, all right, bet. How much is that? Because it looked good to me, and that's, that was the first belt I ordered from him. But I felt, it was one of those things where, I went with my gut on it, because I was like, well, I saw other people were having good luck with him, and I got it. And again, it took a while, took a couple months for that one, because it's a lot of detail and stuff like that. It was an expensive belt, but he kept me updated the whole time, and was, easy to talk to. That was a thing too. Like if I had concerns, if I hit him up and bugged him, he was always like, no problem. He was like, no problem. He's like, I'll get you, like I'll give you update on Saturday or whatever. And then he usually came through on that. And so that's why I kind of stuck with him for a while, because I had ordered, at one time I had tried another maker and had a really terrible experience. And so I was just like, ugh, and this guy was getting put over. But then I realized too late that, and this is why I always tell people too, just because I started this group does not mean I am a middleman, because when a maker has a middleman, to me, they're always in it for a profit. They're always in it for a profit. So they go tell you whatever you want to hear to get them a little bread on the side. And a lot of these guys are supporting their belt addiction off the money they make for that. So they're getting caught free belts every so often for selling belts. They don't care if they're the best or not. And you see them too, because they're in a lot of these groups where, 9 months later, they suddenly working with another maker, and it's like, oh, the well dried up on this one. Now you got to go over here and take your track records. How ridiculous is that you got to go say, like, look how many belts I sold for this guy or whatever, and I'm going to come to you and do it. And that to me is what I don't like about it. So I've always made a point to be like, if you need help ordering, message me. If you need help clarifying something, message me. I will do my best. However, I do not work for this maker. He does not pay me. There is none of that going on. So don't expect me to be responsible if you're dissatisfied or anything like that too, because people are quick on it, and they do it all the time to me. When if they get no communication with Jagu, they message me like, oh, I haven't heard from him in a week and a half, blowing me up like, you got to do something about this. And I was like, well, hey, I don't. And then, but in the long run, it's just because sometimes I try not to be that guy that's bugging him too, because sometimes like Jagu will get so burdened with orders that he needs to back off of social media and stop the sales for a minute to get to work and get the belts put out. Yep. And that's understandable, but people do freak out with that, which is also understandable, because they sent this man $200-300 and now they're wondering what the deal is and why he won't message them back. But it's all the same. I started the Jagu group in the first place because he blew me away with his customer service. It's not that he's the greatest belt maker. That's an opinion. It's not that he, is anything like that. But the fact that he comes off to me as a very good person that does good business and comes through on his word. And like I know, for us that have been in the belt community at least for a few years and such, and have dealt with a lot of this and ordered several belts, that's really important. Is are they doing good business? Are they coming through on their word? Are they making good on stuff?
All right. What you got there, Mr. Cedric?
I'm gonna be a little bit more long-winded because I have a longer.
Well, thank you for the warning up front. I appreciate it.
Before I talk, go ahead and let's highlight Mark's comment he just put out there.
All right. Mark says, when I am promised a time frame by maker, I usually wait until 3/4 of the time frame is up before asking for an update, unless the maker has already promised an update and has it come through.
Exactly.
Now, that's why I use the phrase, I got lucky, because I've heard other people's horror stories, and I have not had none of that. So that part I can't speak on personally myself.
Right. Exactly.
But I can say this here. Like Joey said, I try not to bug the guy because I know he putting out belts for people, other people all over the world as well too, not just for me. So when he tell me he's gonna give me an update, I just sit back, I just wait. I said, okay. I will admit I get a little anxious, I get a little nervous. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
But ordering so many from him, I got a little comfortable, I will admit, but I still have that in the back of my head. Where's my update? What's going on? Like, I just placed an order for him for 3 more belts. He just sent me the artwork earlier today of all 3 of my belts I have coming. So.
Oh, I think I know what you're getting then. Don't ask how I know.
Uh-oh. We're going to have to talk offline, sir. I'm quoting Mr. Cedric here. Sir, we're going to have to talk offline, sir.
No, just because he sent me artwork, it was like, check if this is right. And I'm like, I'm the last person you want to do that, because some people, when other people see problems with belt, we just went over this with like a paint blob on a belt. I didn't even notice it. So I have good attention to detail, but I'm a little easier satisfied with this stuff than some people. So I'm probably not the best person to send to and go check if artwork is correct.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, because I forgot to say this. I'm sorry to hold you up here, Mr. Cedric. Let me go ahead and say this here real quick. I'm glad you said that, Joey, because a lot of people do not understand. When you order in bootleg, you is not, I repeat, is not going to get what you see on TV. You're not.
Yeah.
Unless you spending what, $10,000-$20,000 for one belt, then more than likely yes. But we are not spending that much money for one belt. So with that being said, you have to understand you're gonna get a great product, but you're not gonna get what you see on TV. It's gonna be representing what you see, or whatever it is that you want.
Keyword. That's the key word, representing what you see.
Because I want people to understand that, because I've seen so many videos, people are mad at the makers because the makers are not making TV accurate belts and stuff like that. I don't want to get back on that topic again, because I know we talked about that plenty of times before, but I just want people to understand that old saying, you get what you pay for. All right, sorry about that. Go ahead there, Mr. Cedric.
It's all good. It's all good. Got into the hobby. I was overseas in Africa. I had nothing but time on my hand. I was on eBay. I bought a lot of belts on eBay, and had it shipped over there to Africa. I think I had like 4 or 5 belts shipped to me, replica belts shipped to me from Africa. After that, after I got done with Africa, whatnot, I had those belts for a while. Then I came across a maker who made belts. This is when I was overseas in Belgium. It was a U.S. maker, so I was excited. You know, U.S. maker who make belts, custom made belts for you and everything. Cool. I I was new to that aspect of it. You know, I've had the figures belts. I had a couple WWE belts and whatnot. But the thought of having something custom made was pretty cool. And then he also sold me some stuff that he had on hand. He cut me a deal on those as well. Excuse me. So I acquired like 4 or 5 belts from him that way. He had some extra belts. I got it. But this is my first replica belt that I ever had, a custom belt that I ever had made from a maker. It's a US maker. And it's my US Cruiserweight Championship. I'm so proud of this belt. I really am. Um, but that was from a US maker. Fast forward into the hobby once my maker got out the business and whatnot. I joined a couple of belt groups and whatnot. I saw a lot of folks doing sales on Fridays, Friday sales. You have belts for sale, belts for trade, and whatnot. And I acquired my next belts that way. I took a lot of trust to deal with the folks that, well, again, like you never met in the hobby. So that's just people here in the United States. So I did my due diligence. Asked for reference check. Go to people that I've become familiar with and ask them about so and so, and go from there. I haven't had didn't have no bad transactions. Good to go. It is in through that I was introduced to a lot of overseas makers' work. Is becoming familiar of how so and so does their plates, so and so does their leather, the customer service that some of the different makers have or whatnot, and which led me to getting my first custom job done from someone overseas. My first custom job was through Mateen Ahmed. Um, the middleman at the time was Dustin King. I know Dustin through somebody else. So whereas Joey has his opinions in regards to middlemen, that was a calming thing for me, was having that middleman to intercede on my behalf and getting this belt done, because I didn't have no contact at all with Bettine at all. I dealt with Dustin. Dustin collected my money. Dustin gave me my updates. Dustin is the one who shipped me my belt. So that was a calming aspect for me. And the belt I had got done through them is this one. I had the custom belt I had for a wrestling group that I was in. So this is the belt I had made. Heavy as hell, very heavy, but very big. Oh Lord! And I had that belt made, and let's see, that's what I like about the belt. But there are plenty of resources available to help you make an informed decision about which belt maker and middleman to go to. Exactly, and that helped open me up and open my eyes to what you see out there in regards to makers and what they provide, having that as a resource. With that after doing that, I start paying attention to seeing, like, okay, I had this done by Nawaz, I had this by Muhammad Asif, I had this done by Jagu John, I had this done by Mateen Ahmed, and on and on and on and on. Then all these other up and comers come in and they show you their work. And the best word of mouth comes from not the makers themselves, but people who actually done business with them. And when they go online and they do their online reviews of these belts and whatnot, that helps in regards to putting your trust out there to go with a certain maker. I.e., when a fellow collector got the Stampede North American title from Jagu, and he got a CWA World title from Jagu. Let me check out this Jagu. If I about that's when I joined the Jagu group, and I got my first belt because Jagu had one on hand, and I got that North American title. So it truly becoming comfortable being able to see who's out there, see what folks are saying about them to help develop that trust with that maker and go from there. So, but during this whole process, you have to do your due diligence with that.
Yeah, I can 100% understand. It sounds like all of us had different experiences, kind of similar. It doesn't seem like all of us had nothing negative, and that's great, because I do agree with Mark right there. I mean, you got to make your decision, however you choose to do it. Excuse me, sorry. Now, I also want people to understand that when ordering a belt, just because you probably get a lot of positive feedback, you still have to keep that in the back of your mind, because you never know. Now, before I ordered with Jagu, like you, Cedric, I ordered a couple of belts on eBay. I got lucky only with one of my belts, and that's my Intercontinental belt, because it was from Fight Night Belts from eBay, and that's a nice looking belt. But I was like, I didn't want that kind of experience again. I wanted someone that I could, I guess you could say, I wanted something custom made for myself,
Right.
If that makes sense. And one of my videos, when I had my first belt from eBay, was the Big Eagle, and yeah, it wasn't all that good. It cost me like $100, so of course it wasn't gonna be that good. But somebody left me a comment. I'm trying to get to that comment right now. Somebody had left me a comment telling me to go to Jagu. I think I had shared that with y'all before. But and when I did it, I can say this here. I messaged Jagu. I said, "Are you still making belts?" Because at that time it was a global pandemic, so I know a lot of things was going on in the world. So I said, "Are you making belts?" And he messaged me back. He said, "Yes." And that's when we had our full-blown conversation. We started talking. I'm thinking in the back of my head, yeah, he just being nice because he wants my money. I ain't gonna never get no belt, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm thinking in the back of my head. So, gut feeling, I just went ahead and sent him the money for my belt. Man gave me up. He said, "Okay, I got your payment. This is how the process works." He went step by step from step 1 to step 100. He was step by step everything. He talked to me throughout. Only one time I had to contact him to see what was going on. But all the other times he contacted me.
And there's a calming effect when a maker does that. And it really puts you at ease. Like, hey, like this guy's on the up. He's letting me know what is going on. I'm getting that warm and fuzzy. I didn't have to reach out to him. There's something calming about that.
Yeah.
And, well, for you makers out here selling whatnot, take heed of that, because those are your return customers.
Yeah. Yes.
Especially if you have a great product.
That's another thing I love about Jagu too, because he's the type of maker where he's just walking in the door. Now, so I know some makers, like, they will give you the cheapest price right up front to get you in, to get you to buy a belt. But Jagu's not like that. Jagu's one of those that rewards loyalty. Like, when you buy multiple belts from him, he's going to cut you deals. And I like that aspect of it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong, because people have different business approaches and practices. Right. But I kind of like that about him too, is once I started buying more belts, he was kind of like, "Yeah, I'm going to do this one for this price for me." And I was like, "Oh, okay, let me go ahead and get that." He made it where I couldn't say no. But You can do that on the front end. When I first ordered a belt, he showed me what he did, stuff like that, but he never, he didn't make me any grand promises. He didn't hit me back like some of these makers do. So you've seen it in the groups. Some of these makers tell you one price up front, but then when they get to making it, and they can hold you up for more money.
Yeah,
we've seen it. It's been recently in some of those groups, I think, where it happened to somebody, and the maker was like, "Oh, BT, I know I've been working on your belt for the last 3 months, and I got it this far. However, I need another $100 now." But
yeah,
I was gonna go to something else too. Serge Moore's video was very good for that Strike Force belt he got from Jagu. And I'm going to say why, because we've talked about it before, where the most important thing you could do when you're getting update photos is take a good hard look at what you're getting, and make sure it's what you want. Because if they send you polished zinc plates or whatever to show you what it looks like, and you don't like something about it, the time to say it is not when it's on leather. That's the time right then to go, "Hey, remember I told you on this side plate I wanted it this way?" "Oh, okay." Because that's the time he can go back, cut you some new side plates, and then carry on. The time to, if you don't like the way he painted it, again, try not to wait till it's on leather and ready to be boxed up. When he sends you an update video with painted plates, look hard at it and go, "You know what? Remember we talked about it? I wanted pink there, not red," or whatever it is, and go, "Hey, could you fix that?" Because honestly, the further the belt is along in the process, the more mistakes can happen with the other things. Mm-hmm. If the plates are on leather when he repaints something, yeah, he's probably going to put some paper towels or plastic around it to keep it from getting on there. But you just opening up the door to more issues. You know what I'm saying? Like more issues when he sent you the painted plates, you should have looked at, given it a hard look, and been like, "Oh, I gotta tell him, and it's not exactly, it's not what I wanted." And that's the reason they do that. That's the reason they send you updates, so you can see it and go, "You know what? You messed up on this." But again, he knows that. That's why he's sending it to you, so you can go, "Okay, looks good," before he sends it to the next step.
Right.
That's any maker. If they take the time to send you update photos at each step, do your due diligence and look it over real good and look at the photos you sent him or the artwork you said was okay. Because again, I've seen that happen before where they said one thing, but then when he sent the artwork over, they said, "Hey, that's perfect." And it went off to the races. And then when he made the plates, they were like, "No, that's not what we talked about." Well, he sent you the artwork. Look at the artwork, compare it to what picture you sent, and see if that's what you want. It's again, they do it like that for a reason. They send you it step by step. Take advantage of that. That's one thing a mistake I make, and that's not a shot at Serge. Serge admitted like he got updated videos, and he was busy, and probably did not do his due diligence, and he kind of, the belt he got was beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But it was not, 100% accurate to what he wanted.
And that's the thing too. I could say I did that too, because I didn't know the process either. My very first time, because I've told y'all this before. I love my hybrid Big Eagle. I really do. The only thing I said, and I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. I can say myself because, like I said, I was new to it. Now, excuse me, I'm sorry. When he sent me the final picture before he packaged it up to ship it out, I did not pay attention to this particular side plate right here. I don't know if you can see that good on the camera. The lion's face is not detailed enough like the rest of the belt. And I said, well, that's the only thing I don't like. If that's the only thing I'm gonna complain about, that's really a great belt. But like you just said though, Joey, you have to pay attention. He's sending you pictures for a reason.
Yeah.
They are sending you updates for a reason. So far, it's this good. It's this good. It's that good. Blah, blah, blah. On and on and on. Now, if there is like you said, if there is a spot on the belt that you say, "Nah, I want a darker blue. I want light blue. Or I want it black, not gray, or whatever. Or I want this to look like this," whatever the case is, you got to communicate that from start to finish. Yep. You got to say, "Hey, look, this is what I want." Me personally, this is how I like to do it. I don't say, hey, Jagu, this is the kind of belt I want, and then expect for him to,
just figure it
give
all
me,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't do that. What I do personally is I send him a picture of something that I want. You know what I'm saying? And then go from there. The only way I might say this is what I want. If it's a very popular belt, like the Big Eagle or the Big Gold or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Very popular belts, which I know he knows what those are because he makes those all the time.
Yeah.
But someone like myself who likes to get customized stuff, I send him a picture from one end of the belt to the other. This is what I want, how I want it, the colors. This last one, I even sent him dimensions. I wanted this tall, this thick, this wide, stuff like that. This is what I want. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta do that as well. You gotta let them know. But like I say, don't be an asshole. Don't be that guy. Hey, this is what I want. This is how I want it. They're gonna say, okay, like Jagu just did me. He sent me artwork, and like I said, I saw it earlier this morning, real early. He sent me that real early this morning, and I saw it. I said, okay. I got up. I did what you said, Joey. Like you said, Serge Moore didn't really pay attention. I was still kind of half asleep, but I got up. I got me some drink, woke myself up a little bit. Excuse me. Then I looked at the pictures again. I said, oh, okay, cool, love it. Then he said, can I start the etching? I said, yes, go right ahead. That's the process right there.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything to add, Mr. Cedric?
That's spot on. Communication both ways. And it's been in like I said earlier, like the conversation from the maker side is very, 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 very important. Especially when they're trying to meet the deadlines that they gave you. But I know especially when I went through my binge over the last 4 months, I got like five belts made. In my notes, I noticed the price, the date that artwork was approved. If they say it's going to it'll take them 6 weeks. From the 6 weeks from the day that I approved it to that 6 week mark. That's when it's supposed to be done. So and I keep them to it. About halfway through, if I haven't heard anything, I'm checking in with them. Hey, we're halfway to the completion point. Where we at? Yeah, but like we said before, a good maker will be in contact with you. But if you got to stay on a maker, whatnot, make sure you have those hard dates identified, so you're not coming out left field like, hey, this is what you told me as to when to expect the belt. I'm going off of what you told me. So where are we at?
Yeah, I can agree with that. But I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna reiterate.
Yeah.
I've been lucky. I haven't had no issues.
Exactly.
So I'm want to reiterate that for everybody.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll take that. I'll take that because I've documented that I've had a maker whatnot where they messing around, not giving me updates in a timely manner, and we missed deadline by like 3 weeks. I've been on the good end of that because there's some folks who go on months and we're trying to get updates and trying to get their belts, and they finally get it. So I've been on the good end of that because I only had a problem with one maker, and I will not say their name to even glorify them. I know that I will not use them again, and that's the beauty of it as well.
And that's my next point. If you have a problem with one maker that you go to, do not put it in your head that they all going to be like that, because that's not true.
It's not because
the only thing that you can do, like I said before in previous video, only thing you can do is just throw your trust out there in hopes that it lands on a soft pillow. That's all you can do.
You know, there was a story recently I think I saw in one of the groups where it was, you know, they provided the stuff from Facebook Messenger and everything, and then the maker rattled back, and they showed the other side of the messages that this guy did not show. You know, so there, and you know, it's like there's two sides to everything. Do your due diligence on that, because some people, you know, again, if they told you 1 month and then they've been updating you, but they did not get the belt shipped out to the day that you thought it was going, you know.
And that, I'm sorry,
don't run out on social media and just throw them all out there and be like, this guy's a liar and all this stuff like that, because not everything works out perfect. Now, 3 weeks is a little late, but you know, if they're still keeping me updated and they're talking with me, being like, hey man, run it a little longer, we down something, cool.
That's the point.
Yeah.
I have no problem with it being late. Just tell me.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a little behind. I have on some other belts. I have not forgot about you, but just tell me. Don't beat around the bush. I got messages saying, I'll give you an update in 3 days. 3 days going past, I'll give you an update in 3 days. Just tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
Like if you're behind, just tell me you're behind. Yeah. Don't try and sugarcoat nothing.
And one more thing I want to add though too as well, because I've seen a lot of people talk about this, but y'all also have to understand what everybody has to understand when you're ordering a belt. You cannot include the shipping time.
No, exactly.
What I mean by that is, I can admit there's been times when Jagu shipped my belt, he sent me the tracking number. I don't know what happened. Sometimes it'll take 2 weeks for my belt get here from the time that he shipped it.
Yeah.
And that has also been time from the time he shipped it, I got it in 3 days.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you cannot count the shipping time either. You can only count the time from the moment that you give them your money to the moment he send you a video of the finished product.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You got to understand that as well. Do not add shipping in there. Me and Joey talked about that before in the previous video. You do not add shipping time because they have no control over that.
Exactly.
None.
Exactly. And I will say this too, DHL has mixed up addresses on packages before, and the makers always end up getting blamed for it because they go in there to DHL and they don't address the box necessarily. Like they go in there and they give them, say, this one here, give it to them, and they're supposed to do that. And then to the point where Jagu had an issue where DHL sent the wrong package to California and the wrong one to England. So but he ate it. Jagu paid for the fix of the shipping to get those swapped. And you can bet he ate probably every bit of money he was going to make. But he did it to get it right, and it really wasn't even his fault. That's the sad thing. That when that kind of stuff happens, it's not necessarily on the maker. But I really appreciate Jagu making good on it and just sucking it up that time and getting it done, because ultimately,
so it's exactly. But it also stuff that are already like in the maker's hand, like they show you the finished product, and then after that they take a week to get you shipping information.
Yeah,
that's annoying.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's finished. I'm paid in full.
Yeah.
Okay, where's my tracking number?
Right. It's nice whenever somebody leaks out that there's like a holiday in Pakistan and there will be no shipping stuff out. Like when that happened, a month or two ago, whenever it was like a week-long holiday, and they were like, hey, I either get it shipped out today or it ain't getting shipped out for another week. So you had people that paid deposits that didn't pay their second part of said money because they're not shipping the belt out until you pay them the rest of the money. And then they don't pay, and then they pay the next day, and they want to know why it didn't ship out for another week. That's a different set of story. If they were honest with you and told you, like, hey, we got to do this today or it ain't going to happen, and then they go to the house and go to sleep, that's on you, player.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I want to say this, though. Hopefully this helps people when they order a belt. You got to do your homework. Don't always listen to the good reviews, listen to the bad reviews, mix it up as well. Don't do what you got there, Mr. Cedric.
I'm
He rock-
just
he
caressing my
rocking
baby.
the,
That's all I'm doing.
he rocking the baby to sleep.
I'm caressing one of my 39 belts.
Be
Here
careful
we go.
also, I was going to say now, because nowadays you have companies like JB Toys who are all over social media showing off the belts they are making, but those makers are coming from Usman and everybody knows it. Like those belts are coming from Pakistan also and just coming over there and they're looking them over, shining them up and sending them out. That's happening a lot nowadays, whereas I don't think it used to happen. Like
Well, I
where
put it
now
like
you've
this.
got American companies that are like, look how much cheaper we are than Wildcat.
I'm gonna put it like this. I know I saw a video of Stephen Hammer. He put a video out saying that happened to him one time.
Yeah.
When he tried to order a belt, the companies was showing pictures of other belt makers saying this is their work when it's not.
Well, that happens so much.
So
We just kicked a guy out of the Jagu group because found out his maker was showing off Jagu photos that may have been slightly edited. And Jagu didn't put his name over it, so that guy put their name over it.
Yeah.
Transposed their own name on it. And then, so we had to kick that person out of the group because we found out we had, most of these groups for a maker always have some moles in there that are, that never order a belt at all. And they doing this and that. And they're working for, they're playing for somebody else. And I'm like, that's just tasteless. And I'm not going to name one of the guys because he lives like 5 miles from my house, but he was doing that in the Jagu group at one time. And I'm just going to say this, I'll tell y'all offline if you want to know, but it's a well-known person in the belt community that was flagging stuff in our group.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That's the reason why I say people got to be careful. Just do your homework. Ask as many questions as you can. Go to that specific maker. Ask as many questions as you can. There is no such thing as a stupid question. Just do whatever you can to, ease yourself, ease your mind if you decide you want to do this. But just keep in mind, it is a process. It can take a while. Do not include, if the maker says it'll be done in 6 weeks, do not include shipping time because they have no control over that. What else? Just understand, that they are going to send you updates for a reason. You look at it, pay attention every step of the way.
Yeah.
Every step of the way. I've learned that lesson myself. So, all that good stuff. So, within closing, fellas, do you have anything else y'all want to discuss or talk about when it comes to getting these bootleg belts?
Well, I'll say this. Javier Cortez YouTube channel, Championship Belt Reviews, got taken down because of comments made in the comments on YouTube where people were attacking him from saying stuff like he was buying belts from terrorists and stuff like that, just ignorant stuff.
Wow.
The very fact that somebody would say that shows that they have no idea like what they're talking about in the first place, but that's God, that's so tasteless, like if you don't, here's the thing, if you don't believe in that and you're like, no, I'm not supporting people in Pakistan, go on ahead then, because that's on you. Like, you cannot do that. Nobody's forcing you to order anything from there. So you order what you want. If you feel comfortable getting belts from WWE Shop, keep in mind, where is WWE Shop getting their belts made at? It ain't in America. I promise you that. Not for those prices, it's not. So
you can look on the back of the patches. Some of them say made in China. Some of them say made over here and over there.
Yeah. So, made wherever the lowest bidder is. That's the way it goes, so that hurt me because I liked Javier's channel. It was just, if you've seen these videos, they're just very straightforward. It's just him reviewing the belt, talking about what he liked, what they could maybe do better. That's probably a good idea, though, unless you find Jagu on eBay, because as we know, that's how we got Serge Moore in the group in the first place, was because he was like, who is this maker that's actually legit and making good belts in eBay? But yeah, as a general rule, and definitely you have to stay away from Amazon, but I don't think there's anybody left on Amazon right now to do it because, but that's a whole different thing. But hopefully we see Javier's channel come back in the near future once they I don't understand YouTube sometimes because it's not like he did anything wrong. He's just showing the belts he made and he's not hurting anybody doing it, and he never told you like, hey, the only belt place you are allowed to buy belts is from here. No, you do whatever you want to do, but man, I'm trying to get somebody taken down for that. But Yeah, I hate that because his channel was one I was enjoying him, because he was getting from a few makers and really sharing some good information, some pluses and minuses of ordering from people. So that made me sad there that his channel got taken down, hopefully temporarily. But,
Yeah, that is sad because other people, I don't know what the problem was. I didn't even know that happens. Wow, I'm shocked.
On the positive side, I want to thank Mark for all the comments that he gave us. He gave us today. Mark has a podcast, Spanning the Gold podcast. If you're part of the Wide World of Belts group, he streams it there. I think he has a YouTube as well. Make sure you check him out. They have a good show as well. And thanks again, Mark.
Yeah, thanks.
Mark, if you got a YouTube channel, what's the name of your channel? I'll subscribe to you right now. What's the name of your channel?
There you go.
Definitely, you supporting us, we're going to support you back. So
exactly, that's too easy.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Maybe we can do a collab sometime, and
there you go.
Get the man in and dual cast it wherever, and get it on everybody's YouTube and give everybody in it because it's helping everybody. But I mean, just like we said,
live tonight.
Yep. Yeah, no, but just utilize everybody. That's what I like about these groups and everything. I'll put over Championship Belt Brothers and Champions Belt Club and stuff, like some of the good groups that I'm a member of that really helping everyone out. And just again, don't do nothing. Wide World of Belts. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to subscribe to you right now, kind sir.
Yeah, and you'll probably watch some of that content here coming up real soon, like as in like 15 minutes. So, see what it's got there. Definitely go out there, give them a like and a subscribe. Do both.
There it is, right there. Too easy.
Yeah. You don't know. I'm sure Man Up can attest to it. You don't know how much each like helps you get in that algorithm and gets more eyes on what you're doing. So don't just subscribe. Don't just like. Do both. Exactly. So.
Y'all see that banner at the bottom of the screen that says like, comment, and subscribe.
Yep.
Also, too, I should have put on there. Tell everybody we here to talk about wrestling. We talk about our belts. We have conversations about any and everything. Yeah, we all sometimes have a different opinion, but that's what makes this thing so wonderful, so great. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I just want to say thank y'all for that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Love it. Hey, I appreciate it, Mark. I'm not gonna lie. I do the same thing sometimes when I'm at work. I'll go off in the corner of my office where nobody can see me. I'll be looking at videos and stuff. Oh man, I just subscribed to you right there. Wide World of Belts. I got you. I just subscribed to you. All right, fellas, we got a couple more minutes left. Y'all got any closing statements?
Can't wait till the next time, man. Keep the party going.
Hey, keep the party going. Keep the party going. I like that one. All right, fellas, this has been fun. This has been great. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do this again real soon. With that being said, y'all stay tuned. We are trying to grow this thing. We're going to make some things happen. Good things are coming for this channel. Remember that. With that being said, this is your boy Man Up. Y'all have been in my man cave way too long. I mean, way too long. I'm finna be rude and kick y'all out of here. I gotta get out my man cave. I'll holler at you.